Hey guys, Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. Let's see what the Black Widow wants to do today. I wanted to bring back this model because I wanted to make sure everyone is clear on the same page with me. You're on your trade at your own risk if you're going to follow this model, but this is just me testing something that I want to just verify. Since I'm a researcher, I like to verify things, and I'm doing this in real time with you all. So far the model was showing Sunday night session open into Monday positive. So far that played out well. We made a high of 416. That's right. 416, 417. Now this model shows down into Tuesday. I know we came down to the 75%, which is like 406, 405. We're somewhere around 411. And on Tuesday, the model split. One model goes down into Wednesday and one rally. Statistically, this one matches with the model because Tuesday is bullish. So we'll see how that's going to play out. But from Tuesday to, which is today, two models split. One goes down, one goes up. And then from there, and I put this on my trading platform, but I just wanted to show that I have it here. So first off, the cycle model that I'm watching, one of them goes down to the end of the week. This one is the curveball. I made a comment on my channel and I said there's one that's odd. It's different than all the other ones. And I just wonder if this is the one the Black Widow is going to follow. If the Black Widow is going to follow the curve, the odd one, the different one, it's going to peak somewhere around March. You could say Monday of next week. Kind of makes sense. I'm watching this March 11th date. So if this is the curveball that Black Widow is going to follow, we're going to make higher highs and higher lows towards the end of the week. And then you just got to be careful for Monday because then maybe that's when they turn it. How high is it going to go? I don't know. We're going to look at some techniques here. And this is another cycle I'm watching, and that's bearish. This is the solar cycle, and that one is bearish. This one goes down all the way to even next week around the 14th. So far, price action is bullish. Made a high of 416, pulled back to, I don't know what, 406. It's hovering around 411 the last I looked, and we'll look at the charts, but I just wanted to make sure you guys on the same page. Before we go to the Elliott wave theory, I just wanted to show you that we are still below the 1 by 1. For some reason I thought we were going to be higher. The 1 by 1 is somewhere around 416, 417, and that's where we made that high. So just be aware of that we are still hovering around the 1 by 1. In order for us to be above it, we need to have a close. You can say for today, we need a close above 417. Interesting. That's where we're stalling. We're right at the 1 by 1. So figure that theory there. But anyway, let's go to the Elliott wave chart. Okay, so this is my chart. Let's see. Let's just kind of clean it up. So far, wave 4, wave 5, finding support. Somewhere around 374 was that low? Yeah, 374, and got this nice pop. So far it's black, meaning that it could just be noise, but we don't know. Once it turns blue, it's strength. And let's assume that it wants to go higher. There's a wave 5 projection of 462. There's one at 560, and I have a personal one that has nothing to do with Elliott wave theory, that it's more of a Gann technique. I'm thinking somewhere around 588. So 588 is like my target, but these are the Elliott wave theory targets. You can see seasonality wise, now we're entering where it's an inverse. This is typically what natural gas would do, is go and pop all the way to like the fifth, you can say fourth, fifth. It looks like it goes sideways and then sell off. This is what it normally does, but this is the inverse. So right now it's kind of tricky because it's still Yeah, well, it's like very weird the way I'm looking at it, but I'm looking at the inverse from here and it's following this downturn. Excuse me. And then from here, it just kind of popped. And I don't know if it's going to continue, then it's going to follow the inverse of this. But if it turns, then it's going to follow this one. So it's now kind of like in a crossroad. Which direction are we going to go? Mind you, and I showed you the odd cycle that I was watching that just continues going up to the 11th of March. So it's like a tag team with the inverted seasonality. So it's kind of tricky right here. So, and I don't know if you've seen my videos on the weekends where the 10-year pops, and somewhere between today and tomorrow, it kind of turns and goes down. So which it kind of following this. I'm trying to remember the 20-year. It kind of popped like what we just did yesterday, and then I think it pulls back, but I'm not too sure. I gotta look at the chart. But needless to say, Stokes are about to get positive. The cycles, the fractal cycles I'm watching are about to get positive here. And then this one is a little dangerous. This one continues down all the way to somewhere around the 12th. Time clusters pretty much helped us because they were indicating maybe a possible turning point. I know these are kind of fuller here, and it's because I just changed the setting, but normally I have the a more less noise setting, and this was the 28th. This is where I was thinking that maybe we might have a turning point, and it all lined up, and we got this nice pop. Like I said, Stokes is still negative. We haven't gotten it daily. We need to close above 411 today. Last I peeked, there was probably somewhere around 412. Maybe it's going to test 416, 417. And I know statistically is a bullish day, but we got to see what the models, we already know what the models are showing. We just got to see what price action is going to do. So all these are all probabilities, but at the end of the day, you got to follow this guy, what price action is doing, and then kind of get a sense and maneuver between inverted cycles, natural cycles, you know, seasonalities, inverted seasonalities, all these little things, and then just kind of see, okay, looks like maybe it's want to follow and go higher. And then we just assume targets and, you know, take it, you know, one day at a time. All right, so let's go to our final chart. Oh, before I do that, did I add anything here? Yeah, so we hit a target here, the ellipse. And I think you probably want to watch. I don't know. We'll take it for tonight and figure that out. But we hit the ellipse technique on the 0, which was 416. So smack here, we stalled. Another reason to look at this chart is this is where we have our 1 by 1, which we failed also. And there was a timing there. And this is another target I have just in case it goes above 460, anywhere between 492 and pretty much $5. Let's see, anything else? Gann. We're above the square here at 393. You got these angles. Here's one at 483. But too early to tell if this is going to be a turn down or sideways to higher. All right, I think I've seen everything in this chart that I think that's important. Your ellipse technique 3.7. Yeah, let's go to the next chart. We'll end the video. Okay, so this is the last clip. You can see volume was pretty strong. We hit our value area high of 418. Yep, 417. You can see that we pulled back, finding support at the value area high of 406. We went, yeah, 405. That was our low. And now we're trying to get above 411. And 411 is the 180 degree on the square of 9. So that one, we need to get above that to at least get back to here to test the 1 by 1 or the ellipse, the middle point of the ellipse. There's a lot of things I'm looking at here. So it's very important that you're aware of all these little nuances and all little things, because everything is kind of building a puzzle, and then you have to just trade what, you know, what you're seeing or what your technique or whatever your signals that you use out there. So far with the simple glance, we're still in noise fest until we break above 423 to get some bullish sentiment. So that's the game plan. So we're back in chop fest. Either break above 422 or be back in the chop fest, or break below 396. And we did it here, but then we came right back to chop. Let's look at some of the smaller time frames I'm looking at. So far the 4 hour giving me a little signal of weakness. Trend is still up. Mobiles are still positive, but early signs of weakness here. On the 1 hour, we got support around 405. Things are kind of waking up, but it's kind of risky to go long here because the mobiles are negative. So that's why you're seeing some, I don't know what you call it. Look at that. Now it's really selling off. I think the bears are coming in now. But this was the range that we failed. So let's see if we could hold 410. But 405, you're above the 200 SMA. And this was kind of an early sign for a turn, but this could probably be a head fake. Yeah. As long as you're below 411, it's going to be rough because that's the 180 degree. And look at the bears are piling in. But this kind of tells me that maybe if this was positive, because I know the 4 hour, then I'll probably be a little more confident going long here because it's probably going to blow right through 417. But right now it's not. It's kind of like a battle right here. This one is keeping me in check, but this is the early sign that it wants to break above. Here, this is my 5 minute with equal volume chart. So I wanted to see volume because this is the day where you want to see where the volume is and then go in that direction. So far, volume started picking up. Let's see. Yeah, so that's our 405. So volume, the bulls started showing up at 535. They started making higher highs and higher lows, but right now they're having a tough time getting more buyers above 411. And this is just to cut the noise. So we came down, popped. Now, is this a A, B, C? If you take out 406, then maybe one of the models I'm going to show you is probably gonna get followed here. So let's go to the hourly, and then we'll close on the 4 hour. So we made our high here. You can see that here from like 1500 hours, things started getting weak. Mobiles got negative, so mobiles are still negative. We found support at the 75%, which is 406. This is your midpoint. We never got here, so that's pretty good because this is for the whole week. As long as we stay here, is more on the bullish side. Now we crack this and get around here, then you're smack in the middle. Maybe with a bias lower, but so far, just kind of it'd be a coin toss, 50-50. Go up or could go down once you're here. But here, you're a little stronger. But remember, we're still below the 1x1. So we're having a tough time penetrating that in regards to geometry. So right now, you got your VWAP somewhere around 410 and it's having a tough time. We almost cleared it. That was 412, but now we pulled back in. So now this is the chop fest for the hourly. Anywhere between 412 and 408. Crack 408 and crack 406. High probability you're going to get to the midpoint at 395. The mobile keeps me in caution and check not to go long unless we get it looking like this and maybe get a move like that into Tuesday. Now this is where the fun begins because this is where my models are at. So far this played out. This played out here. Now the trick is it going to follow this model? So think of this here, this point like right here where this low is. Is it going to go like this? Follow that? That's the model that is indicating that. Now there is another model that goes down here. And so far on the 4 hour, we're already getting weakness around one-ish, 5 is a 4 hour, but the movers are still positive. So as long as these don't dig in, it could probably go down. Now, in regards to statistically, put this up. Statistically, today's a very bullish day. So if we hover around here 406 and don't go 408 or go below it, and then push higher, it could happen in the US session and could follow this model because these two are in sync. Statistically, today, Tuesday, is very bullish, and this model goes up Tuesday. Now, if we crack and take out 399 or take out 406, the 75%, then chances are that it's going to follow this model. So this is where it gets tricky. So this is where you have to follow price action. So look at your smaller time frames and then see where this thing is going. If we take out this low in the US session, maybe, and you're below the VWAP, then that's when, you know, maybe we're going down for today. But if we hold this and then push up and look at volume, then statistically it's going to follow the statistics and it's going to follow this model higher. And our curveball model projection is continue going higher all the way to the 11th. So there's all those things. And keep in mind, you got your bunting heads with the 1 by 1. And lastly, let's look at our square of 9. This is where the battle is, right here on the 180 degree. So bears want to push it below it. We found support at 406. Now we're trying to push forward. We went all the way to 416. We're stalling here. This is where you have your 1 by 1, your 45 degree for the 152 low. And it's just kind of this battle right here. So in one, the market maker, so whoever, the algos or computer, they're going to push one direction. So you just want to make sure if you're swing trading or scalping, or if you're long, that you don't violate 406 and 401 because they could start getting weak. But it all depends. It's just today. We're just focusing on today and looking at the models to see where this price action could possibly go. We break above 416. Obviously, we're going to go 421, 426 to 431. 436 was our January 13 high. And then 447, 447 was our February 20 high. So these are your big important targets once you get above 431. Fail 430, never go above 416 and go down, follow the other model, the purple one. Then you're going to take out 406, you're going to go to 401, then 396 to 391. And it could continue pushing lower, but I figure this would probably be a good starting point and take it one step at a time between these 2 points. 391, 431. 431 bulls, 391 bears. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video. I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that, guys.